Hi, it's Graham Ross here. In this short video I hope to help you finally understand what tack time and cycle time are all about, and hopefully we can do that together in just a couple of minutes. One of the main reasons I've put this short video together for you is that I find when I do my training courses that tack time and cycle time is often one of the lean mythologies that seems to spook people slightly. The main benefit you're going to get by watching the video is by the end of it you'll understand what tack time is all about, you'll understand what cycle time means, and finally you'll understand how tack time and cycle time relate to each other. So without further ado, let's get started. I'd like you to picture the following scene. It's 8 AM on a cold winter's morning. You've just got up, dressed and ready for work. As you head out the door you think to yourself, I really fancy a nice cup of coffee. You soon arrive at the cafe and you meet two people standing there. Their names are Andrea and George. Andrea's main task in the process is to take customer orders down. So if you imagine that's one task that's done time and time again. If we were to measure how long it takes her to physically write down the order, that would be the cycle time for that task. So you can imagine lots of customers coming in. It might take her 25 seconds, the next one might take her 40 seconds, the next one might take her 30 seconds. If we were to look at all these different cycle times, we could average them out and say what's the sort of lowest repeatable time it takes for Andrea to do that job. And having studied this, it comes out at about 30 seconds. So let's just imagine for a moment that Andrea is doing this ordering job and it's on average taking 30 seconds. So the cycle time for Andrea's task is 30 seconds. The next person I meet is George. George's main task is to take the order and then actually produce the cup of coffee. I could observe George making my coffee to calculate the overall cycle time. Again, we could observe the process over several customers to work out the lowest repeatable cycle time. In this case, George's cycle time for making a cup of coffee is 90 seconds. Congratulations, you've just achieved our first objective, that of understanding cycle time. So let's move swiftly on and tackle our second objective, that of understanding tact time. Tact is a German word and it literally means the beat rate of an orchestra. In lean terms we talk about the beat rate of the process, i.e. at what pace does the process have to be producing the goods or services to meet customer demand. To calculate the tact time, there are two pieces of information we need. The first is the average demand during a given time period. The second is the time we have available to meet that demand. Let's head back to the Lean Cafe to explain what we mean. Let's look at Andrea and George's activities again, in particular the time they have available to serve customers. To keep things super simple, we're going to look at their busy period from 8 AM to 9 AM. During this period, Andrea and George have no breaks, so the time they have available is 60 minutes. So we've just got one of the first pieces of information we require to calculate the tact time. We've worked out the available time is 60 minutes. So the next piece of information we need to get is the customer demand on Andrea and George between 8 AM and 9 AM. A steady stream of customers come in for coffee during that 1 hour period. In fact, a total of 60 customers arrived in the cafe. I am making this maths so simple for you. So we now have the second piece of information that we require to calculate the tact time. In this case, the customer demand is 60 during our given time period of between 8 AM and 9 AM. So after all your hard work so far, I suppose I better reveal to you the secret of how to calculate the tact time. It's really quite simple. It's the time available to do the work during a given time period divided by the demand on the process during the same time period. So in the Lean Cafe example, Andrea and George have 60 minutes available to work on their tasks, and they have 60 customers worth of demand during that same period. So ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you're very excited at this stage. The tact time is 60 minutes divided by 60 customers, which is 1 minute. So we've calculated the tact time to be 60 seconds, so in the Lean Cafe example that would mean that every 60 seconds a customer will be demanding a cup of coffee and we'd have to provide that cup of coffee if we're going to meet the demand levels. Very good, Mr. Ross. Yes, it's exactly like that in real life, isn't it? Every 60 seconds a person comes in for a cup of coffee. I don't think so. Okay, you need to calm down. Take a chill pill. It's just an oversimplified example to give you the concept. I know the lean cafe doesn't work on so many levels, but the good news is that we're almost done. We've talked about tack time and cycle time. Now the last bit of the jigsaw is to combine these two ideas together. So let's construct our tack time cycle time chart back at the lean cafe. The first thing we need to do is to show a line at 60 seconds depicting the tack time. We then need to show the cycle time for Andrea, which is 30 seconds. Finally, we need to show the cycle time for George, which is 90 seconds. So you can see with a tack time of 60 seconds that Andrea is always waiting and George can't keep up. So how does the tack time cycle time chart help us? Well, we can see at a glance that there's an imbalance in the cycle times compared with the tack time. If we can find a way to move some of George's work to Andrea, then we'll be moving towards a more efficient balanced process. So in summary, we've covered cycle time, we've covered tack time, and we've covered the tack time cycle time chart.